All right, ladies, let's jump into the third indicator that it is time for more. Here it is. You are challenged. It's hard to let go of what you know. It's hard to let go of what you have been accustomed to and what feels comfortable for you. That's the program. That's the training. It's hard. Okay. So if it's hard, you equate that hard to challenge. And so with that challenge, there's some resistance that you are feeling and experiencing because you are thinking it's fearful to step into the unknown. These feelings are a demonstration of your resistance to more. Yes, even though you want more, you can still have a resistance to more because two things can be right at the same time. But then you have to figure out which right you're going to go with. You're going to go with, well, it's hard, I won't do it, or hell yeah, it's hard, but I am going to make a way towards my desires and dreams and achieve the goals that I have for my life. Which one will you go with? But what I want to let you know is it's okay to feel challenged because that's the process. That's the experience of stepping out into your more. It's a risk. And it's natural. So when you know it's time for more, you will experience some challenge. If you didn't experience resistance and challenge, you'd be good and you wouldn't be thinking about more. It's the complete opposite. If you're not thinking about becoming more and growing into more of your divine highest self and reaching for more and discovering more about you, there would be no need for challenge. There would be no need for inner resistance. But because you are wanting more, you will have resistance. And these feelings, again, are natural. The other reason why resistance occurs is because you're going against what you are being called to do. Remember, we spoke about the call. When you go against what you're called to do, or rather, when you don't pursue what you have been called to do, you're going to feel resistance. You're going to feel challenged. The only reason why there is resistance is because you won't just let go so you can flow. So in step 2, I talked about we don't force, we like to flow. Write that down. We don't force, we like to flow. But when you don't flow, you are going against your divine self, your higher self, the self that is calling you for more, your soul, your inner being. And notice that I will use those terms interchangeably throughout this experience. If you were not being drawn to more, you would not feel challenged. If you are being called to more and you go to that more and you lean into it and let go of the resistance, what I promise you is that you will experience peace, excitement, bliss, and increased confidence. When you honor yourself in even the challenge and the resistance that will come, you will find a comfort level that will please you so much because you're going after what you want. There is no greater satisfaction than to receive an idea, to feel the call for something, and then make the commitment to pursue it. There's great satisfaction in that experience. So it's so important that you don't let the challenge and the resistance hold you back. Okay, we are now at indicator number 3. We just completed some great teaching as it relates to indicator number 3. And what I'm going to do is go through a quick review of when you know it's time for more as it relates to you feeling challenged. So when you are challenged, it's a feeling of being conflicted. And what you may struggle with is letting go of what you have outgrown. Letting go of something that no longer serves you can make you feel challenged. And as I said in the teaching, it's a normal process to becoming more of you. But you will have some resistance sometimes as you go through the process of growth and evolution towards what is for you and what represents more of you. But you know that you must take the risk. That's what's so special about feeling challenged. It's a challenge. There's a natural resistance that comes in. There's a fear of stepping into the unknown, but you know for sure you have to take the risk because more is waiting for you. You're wanting to do you, and you can't deny yourself of that. But what can get in the way of you doing more of you and becoming more of you is getting lost in the opinions of others, which plays a huge part of you being in that space of resistance and feeling the overwhelming pressure of challenge. So we're going to do some work so that you can move out of this space and become more confident in going after what you want rather than feeling having the feelings of being conflicted and being challenged. Okay, so let's look into this. Let's do some work around it by answering a couple of questions through our coaching and reflection time. So the first question I want you to think about is, why are you feeling challenged? Get very clear about your why. What's really going on? What's behind all the emotion? What stories are you telling yourself? How are you thinking about the situation? And then all that comes out of that one question, that equates to worry. And so, what I want you to do is ask yourself, is what you're worrying about real or made up? Are you creating stories about how things are going to occur for you? Are you being truthful and honest and really sitting in facts? Or are you looking at things that are made up based on fear, based on worry, based on what other people think? It's really important that you get clear and make the distinction about what's real and what's made up. And then I want you to think about, okay, what about the unknown frightens you? Because that's why you're feeling challenged. Because as you grow into this more, you're entering into unknown territory. And unknown territory typically feels uncomfortable. So, what frightens you about the unknown? The more clear you can get around this, the more work you can do around understanding why you are having the feelings you have, helps you to see what's real and not, and it eventually will set you free. See, what I'm doing is bringing you on a path to becoming free from stories that you may be making up, okay, that may not be true for your situation. And then, if there are some facts that present some real challenge for you, at least you understand what's in front of you so that you can think about how you're going to navigate and move through that process. The next question is, in which ways is your resistance keeping you from flowing into your more? In which ways is your resistance keeping you from flowing into your more? You need to understand, how is resistance preventing you from living out the life that you want, to pursuing the dreams that you want? And then I want you to answer the question, what can you do to keep yourself motivated when the challenge is tough? So once you make that decision, which my sense is that you are going after your more because you are here and you are going through this learning experience, how will you motivate yourself when you feel challenged? When things are getting really tough, how will you keep yourself on high? How will you keep yourself fed with positivity so that you can move forward in your more? I want you to come up with your own strategies. Think about what works for you. Try new ideas, try new ways of doing things so that you stay steady and sober in going after what you want. The next question is, what are the specific steps you need to take to overcome the challenge? Now, I want you to be thinking about this on your own. As we go through this course, a lot of these questions will be answered. I'll be giving you strategies and tips, but you doing the self-reflection now is so important for you to sustain yourself as we move through the rest of the course. So I want you to hold yourself accountable. I want you to identify specific steps. I want you to determine what you are going to do to honor yourself even when it feels tough. Okay. Now, you always get an action. So here's the third action for lesson 2. Make a list of the best that could happen if you push past the feeling of being challenged. We often look at the worst case scenarios, but what I'm inviting you to do is look at the best case scenario, the best outcome, the outcome that will get you to what you want. And I want you to meditate on that. I want you to think about it. I want you to visualize it. I want you to create the experience that you want by focusing on the best that could happen, regardless of the challenge. Because even in the challenge, it's okay as it leads us to our more, but we just have to know how to get out of the challenge. And one way is to focus on what we want. So what is the best outcome? What is the best that could happen for you? Do your work around this, reflect on those questions, and let's move to our next indicator. We're on a journey. Breathe, be encouraged. You're doing great. You have this, and I'm with you.